What's up, guys? DJ Cream here with the first episode of the Get Down With It podcast, where we dig deeper into the stories of DJs, artists, and other nightlife people. Today, our guest is Angelo The Kid, somebody who came across my radar only 6 months ago, but now is a member of the Get Down DJ group. We dive in and find out how he turned a free internship into a great opportunity to grow his brand and grow as an artist and a DJ. Check it out. Doing college, that's what's fucking me up. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Man, I suck. I gotta get better. Listen, we all gotta get better out here.
Yeah.
First thing that gets me.
What do you mean?
I just need to be me and the camera and just really rock it out.
Yeah.
And all my failures for myself.
Okay. We are rolling. Alright, so today...
You want me to look at the camera or look at you?
No, you're talking to me.
Oh, we're just talking, alright.
Talking to me. So today, first episode of Get Down With It podcast. Are you excited for like what we're gonna create?
Yeah, man. I really like our idea and kind of how we laid it out and like how it's gonna look for everybody.
Yep.
Like I think what we were doing was cool and it was cool to get that information, but I think this is gonna be better, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Are you nervous about it? Because I know usually for like podcasts, dudes are talking for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. This is like super new and you'd like...
Nah, man, I don't... Honestly, the conversation about the actual things during the conversation we're going to talk about stuff, like, that's going to come easy because it's just talking about what we do every day.
Yeah.
I'm more nervous about like having to record intros and outros and stuff on camera, but I'm good with that stuff. We'll make it work. But yeah, the conversation with me and Angelo is going to be good today. I already know.
I hope someone comes back.
What up?
What's up? What's up? What's up, bro? What's good? How's it going?
Chilling. You ready to do this or what?
Hell yeah, I'm
You
excited.
ready for Gary's party tonight? You think he knows?
Probably, someone told him.
You think someone told him?
Someone had to tell him. I got my eyes, I'm done.
I don't know. He's been real. We'll see. I think he's all right.
Yeah, we'll see though.
All right.
Definitely.
You ready to rock this?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. So we're kind of just going to talk about like the Get Down story. We'll talk about how we started working together. You know, you as a college DJ. We'll probably talk about the edits. Super conversational. We'll go back and forth. Like I'll cut in and talk about a little bit about my opinions on whatever we're talking about.
Perfect.
Cool?
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. Let's do it. All right. What's up? I'm here with DJ Angelo The Kid. What's up, man?
What's going on? How's it going?
I'm doing great. So we want to talk to you a little bit about your DJ story and how you kind of went from doing private events to moving into more tri-state nightlife gigs.
Yeah, I mean, so I started when I was 14. You know, at that time I was kind of doing just DJ in my basement, practicing. Basically, that's all I could do just to kind of get better. And then a buddy of mine, Ampriori, shout out Ampriori, he brought me on to private events, showed me a lot of the ropes as far as music and how to handle a crowd and just what to play and when. And he was a great mentor through my younger years. And then when I was 16, kind of went on my own, and iReserve picked me up, and they brought me in and they taught me how to deal with couples and all that business and everything that has to do with weddings. And as time went on throughout my college years, I really wanted to get into the bar scene and nightlife scene. So that's when like I was working with promoters and the city, and it was a lot of fun, you know, and I had my ups and downs with that, and I learned a lot. And then you guys picked me up around September, and ever since then it's been great, just staying busy, and yeah, you guys have helped me out a lot, so.
Awesome. I mean, you've helped us a lot too, so it's gone both ways.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Let me go back. So I think everybody kind of has that one person or a couple people who got them started in this industry, and like you'll never forget who that is.
Definitely.
And I think that's super important, and Ant's a good dude. So.
Oh, for sure.
So with the nightlife, or I'm sorry, with the private events. So to me, I've done a bunch of private events. I think it's made me a better nightlife DJ because you have to really learn how to read the crowd.
Definitely.
And it's like you play a million different genres. You don't really know what you're walking into, so you really have to be a versatile DJ.
Definitely.
So tell me how working with iReserve, how that's helped you, and then how you got from working with iReserve into the promoter DJ life in the city?
For sure. So as far as like when I first started working with iReserve, there's some great DJs too that I've learned from. I think by the time I was 16, 17, Josh Christie, he was like, he kind of opened my whole head up to a whole new world with DJing. Just being creative and kind of like thinking outside the box as far as using acapellas over beats or anything like that. And it just kind of blew my mind how like you could actually do that as a DJ.
Finding interesting ways to bring songs, the same song in or out.
Exactly. So like they really, and doing that at weddings, it was just kind of really cool to me. And they also just told me as far as music, just like with bringing my music from private events into nightlife, another thing is too, with private events, there's no really dead air. It's hard, like you can't really, you'll lose a crowd with private events if there's dead air. And then another thing is just using all kinds of music at parties. So like bars, you know, I'll be dropping like I Want You Back by Jackson 5 or, you know, like anything. We Will Rock You out of nowhere and then go into like Tipsy.
Yeah, the stuff that really works in private events can also really work in nightlife where you wouldn't expect it all the time.
Exactly. So it's really cool. Private events has helped me as a DJ so much, especially bringing it into nightlife.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really like playing private events unless it's like corporate and I can be DJ Cream and project my brand.
Definitely.
But it definitely helped me kind of going through the ringer and having to play stuff that I would never really play.
For sure.
And it's definitely cool to see a reaction to that music that you don't necessarily think you would ever play, but when you do, you get a crowd reaction. It's definitely cool.
And the fact that they know, like, just like everyone loves classics at the end of the day too, you know, so.
All right, so you go from, you're still doing private events, but you're starting to work with promoters in the city. You're in college, right?
Yeah.
So you're working some stuff locally in college.
Yeah.
Tell me about that stuff, and then tell me how you got linked up with us.
For sure. So, yeah, for sure. So when I was about 18, 19, when I was 18, I joined a fraternity. And I want to say that's what grew me throughout my college and got me really well known. I always wanted to DJ all these, you know, these frat parties and everything. And when I joined a fraternity, my whole network blew up and people kind of like started knowing about me. And I want to say the brand, and I want to talk about we'll talk about the brand later, but the first bar I DJ'd in college was called Karma in Nyack. And this was a spot that would fraternities.
I actually know what it is.
Really? It was right next to Poorhouse, right?
Yeah.
Right, and literally right next door, and fraternities would rent it out, and I was like, why am I not DJing here? Like, I'm like, I gotta figure out my way in. So like, you know, I did the thing. I went to the bar myself. I was like, listen, I'm a college DJ, like from Rampo, and they brought me in. And I was doing Tuesday parties once a month there, and it would be insane. Like everyone would come out.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I loved, like, Nyack is a cool area too, like the bar scene there.
Yeah, we used to party in Nyack when I was younger. Mm-hmm. Like my friends would come over from college. We would always go up to Nyack because it was open later. Yeah. And it was just something different to do.
I always heard about Poorhouse back in the day too.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, so you started doing the college parties. Obviously, you got all your friends and your frat, and so you have a nice following.
Yeah.
So you start doing some New York City stuff with promoters. Tell me your experience with that, and we'll kind of get into that and what you think of those experiences.
For sure. So I started doing a lot of promoter stuff, I want to say, like last year in the summertime. My first spot was Hudson Terrace. And it was, listen, you have your ups and downs with promoters. Everyone knows this. My downs, you know, I would be like, hey, we didn't do too well at the door. Like, listen, we're going to have to cut some of your pay. Or like, I'm like, all right, I'm 20 years old, like first kind of like DJing in a club. It's cool for me, you know, like I still like it. So like the money really wasn't what it was about.
Yeah, you get to drink for free, hang out with your friends, you get to play a little bit. It's fun.
I think that's the best part about like being able to work with promoters at that age, because like you get the opportunity, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's done it. I feel like I've done the promoter DJ thing where they want you to either hard sell tickets or bring 10 people or whatever it might be. But I think, you could do that to a point, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's cool to go and make the connection with other DJs and with promoters and allow people to hear you play. Because I think that's really important. Because if you can play, they're gonna ask you to play again. And then if
sure.
you can also bring people, I mean, that's gonna solidify you, right?
Definitely.
Because they want to make their money, and they don't honestly care about the first or last DJ. They just want to make their money usually.
Definitely. And listen, it's honestly the promoting game. Like, I love it. Like, it's still good.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'll do it once a month. Probably with shout out Ammo. Definitely. Like, I'll do once a month with him, maybe like at a Blue Midtown or something, and I'll like see whose birthday it is and just take advantage of it. I'll be like, hey, it's someone's birthday. I'll bring a bunch of people, and they'd be like, all right, I'll put you to close and everything. So he's helped me out with that too. He's been the better, definitely like group
Right.
to work with for sure. So.
And I think that's the advantage of doing those parties, or one of the advantages. But I think making those connections with people who have decision-making power.
Definitely,
Like
yeah.
Ammo books a million spots in the city, and he pretty much runs a lot of stuff out there with his team. So he's a great person to meet. Now, you're not going to meet someone like Ammo every time, but if you do enough of those parties and you create a little bit of buzz around your name, you will.
Definitely.
And I think that's an invaluable connection to make.
Yeah, for sure. So.
And I think that it kind of brings up another point where, like there's certain gigs that I'll do that might not be what the number is that I normally would get. But I think if it's an opportunity to make a connection with a venue or with a DJ, sometimes, one time, it might be worth it to actually go do that. To get in there, and maybe they like you, and maybe they give you your number that you want the next time. Maybe they don't, but I do think that that's kind of an important thing to go through and to experience.
Definitely. Well, real quick, I want to like in the beginning of this in October, I came twice to Ashford for free to open up for you.
Yeah.
And I was just like, listen, I want like at that point I was like, hey, I just want them to see me spit. Like that was still like in the beginning so I was like, hey, I'll come open. Like I want to show you what I can do, So that's how I go about things, especially with when the pay's not really there or anything,
And I think doing some of that stuff, and for you, it's paid off greatly because Connor, the owner of Ashford, loves you there now. Yeah. So now you're getting booked regularly there. Yeah. You did a couple openings, whatever, for an hour and a half, but it gave you an opportunity to get heard by the owner or by me also.
Definitely.
And that helped you because now you're getting booked.
Yeah.
So let's take a step back though. So let's talk about Get Down. I was introduced to you through Olive Oil, right? Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about, I don't know, why did you want to start working with us and kind of how that came about and what you're doing with us now?
Yeah, I mean, with my relationship with Olive Oil, we actually DJ'd a bar together, I want to say last year, and I got put through a promoter, and then like after that, like they saw, like we kind of just linked and started talking. We like wanted to work more together, and
yeah, they're good dudes, man. I like those guys.
Yeah, they're awesome. Shout out Olive Oil, homies.
Definitely.
I want to say also, the Get Down meetup kind of helped me out definitely, and I was like, when they brought me to the Get Down meetup, I was like, this is a whole new world out here. Like, there's so many people in this industry that like coming out just to talk and like hang out and bullshit. It was really cool. So like just definitely that, and the reason I really wanted to get into it because I just wanted to see what it can come out to. Like I knew I had the potential, and I just wanted to be noticed at the end of the day. So I came out, and throughout the summer I would hit you up. Like, I understand summer's busy too with work, so I would probably like wait, like maybe I'd hit you up 1 month and be like, hey, like if I was trying to get an opening at Birch, I believe.
Yeah.
But like I like kind of fell off, and then you went on vacation, so I was like, all right, let's just wait. And then August came around, and you hit me up about the internship, which is like biggest opportunity, best thing I could have ever done, I want to say. So, and that's what kind of got me into it. And like I kind of knew things were gonna go good. I wanted to show you guys how I DJ, and you guys pushed me to do a lot of great things too. So.
No, I appreciate that. It's great to hear.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've been really helpful for us too, and I think it was a great pairing. Like, it was a good match. That definitely. You work really hard and you're good at what you do and you want to be good. So that's super important. Mm-hmm. And you definitely fit the Get Down brand of like what we are trying to do and how we want to market ourselves and brand ourselves and who we want to work with. So it's definitely been a two-way street there. All right, so you brought up networking, and I think it's something that's so important, and it's something that I'm kind of lacking right now. I've actually thought about trying to build in some nights off where I could actually go out, show love to our guys, but also show love to some guys that we don't necessarily work with. I think it's important to really go and hear other DJs spin and like see what they're playing and see how the crowd's reacting to certain runs of music. So what are your thoughts about networking? How has it helped you? What are some of the things that you've been doing?
For sure. I want to say for networking and just like going to see other DJs, the 2-3 things that's been helping me is just that like I like learn so much from watching other people play.
Yeah, me too.
I love seeing like it. Just like I'll be like, oh shit, I haven't played that song in forever, or oh shit, I would never even think to play that song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm throwing that in my library. So I learned so much stuff from other DJs. Another thing is like I love building relationships and friendships and over networking, because it just like it's cool to have, you know, maybe there's not a lot of people my age too in the industry, so when I run into someone that's my age, I'm like, yo, what's up? Like it's like, oh, let's bullshit about the same stuff. Like what are we going through? And just being cool, and you know, so that's a really good thing. And then another thing is too just like you know, exchanging music and you know, seeing what kind of vibe they play and kind of taking from them, and just a lot of different things. Like, but the best thing is too, like, especially with Get Down, we all show love to everyone.
Yeah.
Like Sunday nights, best night out of the week. I got Mad Hatter, just because it's everyone hanging out.
You've had some good nights on Sundays.
Yeah. It's fun hanging out with everyone. Even if it's chill, we're just relaxing, bullshitting about the weekend. It's like normal, you know? So.
I think that's what's really cool about our group, especially just in Hoboken and Jersey City area, is like you kind of never know who's gonna pop up, and someone always is gonna pop up.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I think it's brought us closer as a team, and just kind of, like you said, like even Sundays where we'll play Mad Hatter, and it's like, all right, somebody want to hop on for like a little mini set, and it's just fun. It's fun to just hang out and be with all of us together and DJ too while we're doing it.
Definitely.
All right, so with networking, I think something that I stress to everybody and something that I found really valuable coming up, especially when I just started and no one really knew who I was making mashups and edits. And I know you're doing your thing with the mashups right now. What made you get into that? How has it helped you, and kind of what's your plan going forward with that?
So my whole thing is I started using Logic when I was about 16, 17, very basic, very beginner. But you know, like I was on YouTube just kind of looking up some stuff, nothing crazy. And when I first started working with Get Down this September, like I was like, damn, like these guys are putting out edits like crazy. Like I was kind of always doing this, but like I just never took advantage of it.
Yeah.
Putting it out or anything. So I want to say, like, honestly, you guys surrounding me like helped me push towards those heavily. Like just having you guys, I was like, damn, I want to get on their level. Like, you know, like I want to be like them. So I was like, that really pushed me to just start making start really pushing out the edits and mashups.
And your mashups are really good, especially for someone who kind of just started doing it. So if you don't know Angelo The Kid's mashups or edits, check them out because they're playable. They're good.
Thank you. Just also, you can shoot me a DM whenever. Just I'll send it to you whenever. I'm so friendly with that. I have a whole folder for them. So
you just kind of started doing it, and you're getting on some record pools and stuff.
Yeah.
So how have you done that, and what was your process there?
So my whole process with that is, especially with DMP, I mean, I knew the owners, Sal and Legati.
And they've done a lot of stuff with us.
Yeah, Sal, I always show love to, just because I always used to listen to his mixes back in the day. I've always known him, and then so they've kind of known my name too, and then you've helped me out for sure. Just kind of just let them know, like, hey, like, listen, check out his edits, why not? So then they just start posting everything. They love my edits, so really cool. And then with Headliner, you know, I'll send them some edits, and they I want to say they love to take a lot of stuff that's really well put together too, and they took one of my trap edits, which I really liked, because I feel like they're kind of more of that, like, you know, that hip hop, sometimes trap stuff. So it was really cool to see that on their record pool. So
yeah, it always feels good to see your name on the record pool, because you never really know who's gonna. You never know who's gonna download it and who's gonna play it.
Exactly. So like, and another thing is too, like the best part is like going out, introducing yourself to some DJs, be like, oh, Angelo The Kid, like I got a whole folder of you, you know, like that. Yeah. That's the best feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about it all the time, as that was a strategy for me when I started. Like I said, because I didn't really know a lot of people, but I knew that I would want to take a vocal from one song and put it on a drop with another song, because I was mostly opening. So like at the time there was a lot of like bigger room stuff too. So I would want to be like, all right, how can I make this song playable that I could play in my open set?
Yeah.
And I just kind of grabbed emails of the people who were DJing heavy at the time, a lot of the 92.3 radio guys, and I would just shoot them emails and be like, hey, I just made these, like, let me know what you think, give me feedback. And then I would end up meeting people and they'd be like, oh shit, Cream, what's up? Like, I have a whole folder of your edits on my in Serato, and I'm like, oh man, that's pretty cool.
It's so dope. I think that's the best feeling, like people knowing you, like, cause of your edits, or it's so sick. It's
right, and
really
it just
cool.
gives you a little more. It just gives you a little more credibility, honestly, when you meet the guys that are doing it and they're you playing your stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe they're gonna be like, oh, maybe I'll give Angelo a shot to come play at this spot or whatever. So you never know how it can help you, definitely. All right, so doing mashups and edits. Are you working on original music? Do you plan on doing it? What's the plan there?
I don't want to get into original music yet. I want to get into, first I want to like gradually make my way into remixes and see how that goes. And if it really just comes like naturally, I'd like to put out, maybe one remix every 2 months or something, and keep doing the edits. And then, maybe in the next couple years, I'll probably go into original music. But I don't want to go into original music right away, because I want to kind of see how everything kind of comes together. So,
no, I mean, it's definitely a big step to go from edits to originals.
Exactly.
I think it's important to just spend time, and like, even if the music comes out and it sucks, like at least you're doing it,
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna make a hit the first time, most likely.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of, trial and error and a lot of YouTube videos.
Exactly. And but I just also feel like, like you could put out the best song, but as if you're not marketing it right, you're not putting it out right, it's not gonna go the way you want it to go, so.
Yeah. All right, so that's a perfect segue for me. You just brought up marketing.
Yeah.
I think your branding and your marketing is a little unique. It kind of has like a 90s theme, like Nickelodeon theme.
Yeah.
Is that on purpose, and kind of what's your vision and what's your plan there?
Yeah, for sure. So like, this is my second logo within the past 2-3 years. Angelo The Kid started 2 years ago.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. How did you get the nickname?
Yeah.
How did you get the name?
So one of my buddies, Chris Paul, actually, Iconic Music Group, go check him out. He would always he brought me into Miller's Ale House in Paramus, and I would be DJing there when I was like 16, 17, just like, it was awesome for me. It was dope. And like, he'd always call me the Kid. He's like, yo, the Kid's here. Like, and I was like, Angelo The Kid, that might be something to stick on to. So I got the name and I started pushing out, and I got a logo done. It was still Rugrats, and then this is really dope. And then I got a new updated one, which is, I love my new logo. It's such a, like, you gotta be a fan of your own stuff. So I love it. And the whole 90s thing is, I just feel like nostalgia for people love it, And I want to be a DJ, whatever, producer too, that DJs all kinds of music, always can play in any kind of crowd or anything.
Yeah.
And I just think, at the end of the day, you're gonna always go back to where you came from, like 90s. You're gonna always people are gonna always love that kind of music. So I always go back to that. I'm always playing some older hits whenever I'm DJing. So it's kind of has to give that feel, and the marketing is just, again, people love like seeing that older stuff, that nostalgia.
And I think it's important and it's impressive for someone who's 21, right?
Yeah.
Someone who's 21 to understand how important that having a brand and kind of sticking to that brand is important. You need to do that. I mean, obviously you need to deliver and put out good music and play good music and understand how to DJ a room. But half the battle is also presenting yourself
for sure
as someone who can do that.
Yeah.
So I think it's awesome that you're doing that. And it's crazy, like, so you talk about the 90s and you're a 90s baby, yes?
Yeah.
All right, so 90s baby, you're in college. What blows my mind about you is that, like, when I was 21, I was a maniac. Like, and if I was DJing at 21, like, I'd be walking out of there really fucked up.
Definitely.
Often.
Yeah.
And you don't do that. So tell me about what it's like being in college and being a DJ and how you're adjusting and, like,
definitely
and handling that.
I turned 21 in June. So not too long ago, but like this summer, I was having my fun, but I was also working every day during the week. I was doing like some IT stuff with my dad, and so like every chance. Honestly, this summer, like, I kind of like got it all out of me.
Yeah.
I was like, and then I was like, fuck it, dude. I want to be on the other side, you know? Like, I was like, I don't want to be doing this. Like, I kind of want to be. I want to be working. I want to be DJing. I want to be the man. Like, I don't want to be waiting online for stuff.
Yeah.
You know? I just think, like, I get tired of it.
It's so hard to go from being the DJ that cuts the line, walks in, drinks for free, knows everybody, to like being a regular patron. Yeah. Like, there's certain times where I'll be in another city or I'll go out somewhere and be like, man, I don't know anybody here. Like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to do this.
It's so
we're
fun.
spoiled.
Yeah, we really are. We get it good. Like, Hoboken, forget, we can walk in. Like, I just feel like in most places, we walk in, hey, say what's up to the bouncer, you know? Like, just walk in, oh, we know this bartender here. You know, like, we get it good. We really do get it good. And, just like, the summer was cool, but just like, the feeling I always got, I'm like, yo, I want to be on the other side. I want to be DJing. Like, I want to be the man, you know? So, like, that's how I felt. I think I got it out this summer, and, I party once in a while, but, I'd party in where I know everyone, that DJ, like a DJ fashion kind of, you know? And plus, DJs don't party. Honestly, like, we get a bad rap all the time. We can have a whole conversation about that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's nights where everybody's gonna drink a little more than they probably should.
Definitely.
Some people go a little further than others sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's a job, and like, there's alcohol involved, but still, you got to be able to handle it and control yourself.
I also want to bring up, like, definitely having a girl like that. Forgot about it. That helps me out. Keeps me under control.
Yeah, she'll put you in check.
Exactly. Yeah. She's not too bad. She's good. She gets the business. That's all that matters. So,
all right. So, I want to talk a little bit about the internship you have with us and kind of some of the risks that you took as a college kid coming to work for free or for credits or whatever with a company that you didn't really know that much about. So tell me a little bit about that.
So the free internship, the way I kind of went about it was just like, I wanted to also, you kind of told me about doing social media and all that, running the Instagram, and I was like, all right, this is really cool. I wanted to see how this could work out. Maybe I can learn something from it as well, besides just getting gigs. Like, I looked at the bigger picture, and then you were like, oh yeah, let's throw you. Then you ended up, well, I'd come in the office like once a week on a Wednesday. And we built a relationship in there. We learned, just like, worked a lot. Honestly, like, first coming in, I knew who you were, and I was like, oh, Cream. Like, I thought, like, I was like, damn, this guy's kind of dope. I hate to, gas you up, but, no. But I was like, this is cool. So then, I just grew a relationship, kind of like, just kept quiet, just, didn't really say that much. And then you put me on a gig, and my first gig with you was Pilsner House, which it's in Hoboken, and told me the vibe, very like hip hop, like classics and rock, a lot of stuff like that. And honestly, I was like, damn, all right, so let me see how this goes. The opportunity I got from that, I was like, all right, I have to do really good for this. I want him to be like, okay, he got good feedback or anything. And that was like, I got that opportunity. I was like, all right, I have to make sure, put all my time into this one night. Let me make sure I do really well. So
your preparation was super important.
Super important. I had to make sure it come out really well. So that was really important for me. And like, I know the risk that you probably took putting me on, because I was just some new 21-year-old coming in. Like, so I just think like opportunities, when they pop up, like, I have, like, take advantage of it. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen and all that. So
so I think, like, you're the first intern that we've had, and we didn't, like, I wouldn't necessarily look at you as an intern. We looked at you as someone who fit the vibe of what we were trying to do, and someone that we could kind of help mentor if it worked out, so that you could then start working with us DJing. And your vibe was just right, and I think, like, spending time in the office and hearing your feedback or comments on things that we were discussing, made me feel okay with putting you somewhere a lot quicker than we ever thought that we were going to. So we put you at Pilsner House, and we got really good feedback. So we always say, like, positive feedback from an owner or a bar manager or another DJ is what we're looking for first and foremost in using guys. So you know, we put you in one place and we got good feedback. We put you in another place, we got good feedback. So of course we're gonna keep using it if that's the case, whether or not we thought that was gonna happen or not.
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's important too. Just making the management at a bar happy. That's, I feel like that's...
I think something that you're gonna take with you, even if you don't necessarily think about it right off the top of your head, but just being in the meetings and conferences that we're having with the marketing guys and other DJs and myself and Gary, you kind of hear like the things that we're thinking about and the things that are important to us, so that you can focus on those things when you go out and represent Get Down, the brand.
For sure.
So just kind of moving back into like with the college kids. So you did the internship with us. It's been awesome. What would you say to college kids that are 20, 19, 21 and are either graduating college or going into a break and thinking like, all right, I need to go find a full-time job? I mean, what would the message to them be?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I guess for college kids, you gotta take the risk sometimes. You know, you gotta take that free job because you don't know what it's gonna come out to. You know, it might take, and you gotta be patient. That's the one thing I think I stress to everyone. Just like be patient, let things come to you, let it happen, and also, I feel like this is the best time that we live in, especially as DJs. Everyone's offering everyone advice. Like DJs that have been in the game for so long, like you can just hit them up and be like, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? Ask for advice too from older, just DJs that have been around and know what's up. I just think patience and opportunities that are given to you, you have to take advantage of it. And anytime you DJ, I feel like you have, especially in our shoes, you have to give 110% everywhere. You can't be playing a mix or anything like that, because you don't know who's gonna be in the crowd, you don't know who's listening, you don't know who's gonna be, you know, like it just, you wanna gain every single amount of follower you can. And even if like this past weekend I was at Texas and I was just rocking out, no one was really there, I was just having fun with it. This one table, like I got like 5 followers. They were like, "Hey, you're really good." Just start bullshitting with them, and you know,
it's just building your following. So next time that they see that you're playing somewhere, maybe all 5 people are going to show up, and that just makes you look better. And
exactly,
it's just better. But I love that there's 3 things that you said that I loved. So the first was preparation for gigs, and I think that's something that I kind of take for granted a little bit now, whereas I used to literally prep a folder for every single gig that I ever did. And I got away from doing that, and I've now started kind of like, even if it's 10 or 20 songs that I just want to make sure that I can get in, I do that again. And I was like, oh yeah, this is why I used to do that all the time, because it makes a huge difference, especially like coming in, if I'm headlining, let's say, and I'm like, all right, I need to come in with something that's relevant, something that people are gonna like, and something that's gonna excite the crowd right off the bat. It's really good to have those folders. But I think preparation in anything that you're doing, whether it's actually DJing or going on interview or whatever it might be, the most important thing. The other thing that you talked about was, you know, you have access to pretty much anybody through social media now. So yesterday we talked on the phone. You said we were watching the interview with Kova, shout out to Kova, and Alex K.
Yep.
And you were like, oh, I slid in his DM and he was super cool and I sent him my music. Like, most people don't do that. And that's just taking the extra step to, you know, build your network and send your music out. And
for sure,
like if Alex is ever in town, you can go say what's up to him and he'll know who you are, or vice versa. So I think that's amazing. And then the third thing was patience. And I think for younger DJs, that's something that most younger DJs don't have, that you do have most of the time. But you know, like if you get an opportunity, it's like, just because you get an opportunity to play in a place and open somewhere or play the first hour or even DJ for free, it doesn't mean that you're gonna get where you're not gonna headline in the first 6 months, even a year, even 2 years. And I think younger DJs sometimes think that the path, it's gonna go really quickly, and I don't think that it does in most cases.
No, definitely.
So I think that was 3 really great things that you said, and I just want to really, you know, talk about them and just go into it a little further. So
yeah, thank you.
I think saying that shows why you're successful right now.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you. What was it? What was the first thing we said? What was it? What were we talking about?
I don't know. You want to hear what I got? I'm like kind of out on the hard move stuff right now.
I was like, maybe he didn't hear you.